Oh, no. Oh, no. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Got a hell of a show for you today. Hell of a show. I've got sterilized substrate. I know. I've got colonized dry grain berries. I gotta plug everything in. I got the alarm going off every 20 minutes. Oh no. Oh no. The lion's mane mushroom, I'll bring that out. That looks pretty good. It is different than the mushroom 18 inches away. I constructed the boxes that I was going to use to showcase the mushrooms to restaurants. They're like this frickin' big. I got my hammer. So that I can open the pressure steam sterilizer. Yeah, I got to plug everything in. Life's been good in the garage this afternoon. Lighting, I should really turn on some lights. Hold up. There we go. A little haphazard, but whatever, that works. I like how there's a sun in the thing. Yeah, what the hell? Been in the backyard. What do we got? We got December. So the Halloween deadline came and went. The 10 by 10 tent is so large that the humidity is pretty varied. I may need to do like another humidifier or some sort of vapor system, but I've got the mycelium growing on petri dishes. I've got chestnut mushroom. I got oyster mushroom, lion's mane. I believe I forgot which one was the slowest. Let me check. I left it out here. The other guys I put in the fridge. Looks like lion's mane. That's what I meant by L. Yeah, so the lion's mane was the slow. Link there. It's growing. It's just kind of dabbling about, looking almost violent. In a week or so, I'll put this in the fridge with chestnut mushrooms and with oyster mushrooms. And let me, in fact, because I'm anticipating it, take off my shoes and let me go into the tent. Let's take a gander here. All right, I don't know if I want to take out my princess. Let's bring this guy out. Let's bring this guy out because he's not that great. He's not that great yet. So, I mean, it's got, so this is what I'm saying. So the substrate does not colonize. Look at it. I've got an entire chunk here that was left. Now, this is a little bit, it has kind of a brown. This is 18 inches. Am I getting the good light here? This is 18 inches away from my pride and joy, but it has just, but so the texture is pretty good. So as far as like CO2 is concerned, not a problem. It's the humidity. 10 by 10 tent. I got that door open right now, so I'm just thinking about it. In one corner, it'll be 95% humidity. In another corner, we're talking 70. So that is a kill. So the CO2's on spot. You can definitely see a little bit of brown on it, which is just dryness. But it's got nice teeth. That's a good lion's mane mushroom. Let me show you the boxes I made for this. Let me really teed me up today. Let me zip this door open. I'll bring out the winner here in a little while. So I was like, well, how am I going to sell mushrooms? How am I going to sell mushrooms to restaurants? Well, let me buy a bunch of little boxes. And so it took me like an hour to figure out how to. That is a lion's mane mushroom. Look at how freaking tiny these things are. It took me an hour to figure out how to put this thing together. Huge box, then you start folding it up. Look at this nonsense. There's nothing I can do with this. I can't put anything in here. It's like the tiniest box I've ever seen. So, ridiculous. I could chop the mushroom up. My whole thing, I was gonna go to the restaurant, so I was gonna be like, oh, here you go. Here's a sample. Yeah, the sample's gonna be like a couple bites. So, all right. What do I gotta do? I got oyster mushrooms on rye grain. I got colonized rye grain berries with oyster mushrooms. That's what I gotta do. Why is it welcoming me to the chat? I sterilized bulk substrate last night. And I'm gonna take my mallet here. Oh. And, all right. Bring out the bulk substrate. Let me find a place where to put this. Sterilize. The pinball machine is busted. It's cutting out on me. The flippers are bad. The volume goes down. I told the staff. Sitka, Alaska, pinball machine busted. So I got some, one big hurdle I've been challenging here. Moisture levels in the bulk substrate. It's been too dry, too wet, combination of both. It goes back to the original problem that some of the substrate is not being colonized evenly. I'm seeing the vapor come into the tent right now. Holy moly, it's just, let me get some gloves on. So I broke and shooked this bag of rye grain berries about 3 days ago. That's what I'm finding. So, gosh, what was it? So it's like 10 days, full colonization. 10 days full colonization, break and shake. 3 days after that, send it. So, back to the rubbing alcohol party. And there we go. So we got a nice bag of fully colonized rye grain berries. That's good. This is blue oyster. I have had some contamination going on, so I am not above it. Man, that's pungent. Holy. Two. Impulse heat sealer, infrared sterilizing thing, laminar flow hood. Let me fire this. Let's fire the show up. All right. I will not need the infrared sterilizer, thank goodness. It is nothing but a fire hazard. Gets flippin' hot. And what else did I do today? I saw some swans. I went down to the the gun range road, and I saw some swans. Took a photo. Had a Eggs Benedict at the Mean Queen. I had a coffee at the Bear's Paw. Walked across the bridge, started hailing on me. Classic. Absolutely classic. If I'm ever walking across the bridge, hail. Like I said, Master's Mix substrate, 15 PSI, 90 minutes. Last night, let it cool. Colonized rye grain berries, oyster mushrooms. 10 days, break and shake. 3 days after that, here we are. Laminar flow hood rocking. Impulse heat sealer plugged in. No need for that. The box was a flop. I already talked about that. Pockets of air humidity in the tent. CO2's on point. Turned on the heater because I was going to be out here for this. I'm not seeing much of a difference in the electrical bill with or without the heater. And that's it. That's where I'm at. Can't find my scissors again. It's getting a little ridiculous. Find another one. I put my shoes back on. Never thought I'd live in a garage. So I've somehow misplaced my scissors again, my nice scissors. I always buy a nice pair of scissors, and goes away. So I will use my whatever this is. It's like a surgeon. It's like an emergency EMT thing. As if you have to like cut somebody's t-shirt off. No, cancel that. I can't do shit. You gotta just kind of hack at it. This is how contamination happens. Okay. All right, well, if anything, rubbing alcohols needs to evaporate. So let's let that happen. I'm gonna make sure this is in front of the laminar flow hood. I'm getting kind of lazy with, yeah, actually, so I went and saw, in Colorado, they have a bug museum. I was visiting my parents. It is world class. It looks like a tourist trap. I'm answering the bug question. Hope you're still around. It looks like a tourist trap. It is the marquee bug museum of the world. It was ran by a postmaster And so what he would do is he would find some bugs, pin them, put a poster. He would send them to postmasters all over the world. They would find a bug, send it to him. This massive museum of bugs in Colorado. Spectacular. Walt Disney finds it, offers them like as much money as they want. And they're like, nah, I'd rather just be the bug guy on the side of the road in Colorado. It's gone down generations. They run like an RV park. It was freaking amazing. You know, there's just some hidden gems. Cat piano. All right. So I've got, and you know what I should have done before I broke this bag open was I probably should have loosened up. Ah, gosh, oh my God. After 3 days, this is colonized rye grain berries, oyster mushrooms. I'm already digging it though. It's kind of breaking up in like walnut-sized chunks, and that is ideal. Let's not get too crazy here, Kyle. Now this could go a long way, more than I'm doing. I'm not as efficient as I could be. I'm suspecting anywhere from 10 to 20 bags. I need 5. So might be loading them up a bit. Going on vacation at the end of the month. This might work out perfectly. I will do the do. Master's Mix substrate, 15 psi, 90 minutes last night. Let it cool. Just gonna dribble a little bit of this nonsense in there. More than enough. Okay, then here's the trick that I haven't figured out yet. How do I capture air in the bag, although it looks like I am right now? And then impulse heat sealer. All right, let's see what the seal looks like. Nice, nice. Look at that, crisp. That's colonized raw grain berries into Master's Mix substrate. Where to vacation to, brother? Where do I vacation? Well, sometimes I like to visit my parents. I'm cool like that. I'd like to go to Tokyo at some point. That's kind of my, I don't know if it's on a bucket list or what's the deal. Hold on. So I'm gonna stash this anywhere but here. That has to get mixed. I got a couple of bags to go. Let me show you the marquee. Let me do this one more, and then I'll go grab my lion's mane mushroom in the tent. So yada yada. Holy. All right, did not break it up enough. Let me see. By walnut, I meant. All right, that's plenty. That's plenty. And then we capture the air in the bag. There we go. Barely. Holy smokes. All right, I will mix this up. I want to break this guy up just a little bit. There we go. That's crazy. That's crazy. Have I shown you the boxes? The boxes I made. Bought these online. Look at how frickin' tiny they are. They looked massive. It took me 45 minutes to get how to put this together. And then I realized this is nowhere near the size that I need. I can't put a mushroom in here. This is ridiculous. All right, whatever. My little nonsensical boxes. I got like 500 of these. Stupid. Let me get more bulk substrate out here. Like I said, 15 PSI, 90 minutes. Holy. It's getting a little wet. Let me get some paper towels. I can bring out the lion's mane too. I was hoping to show off the victory. I got a nice winter going on in there. I cranked up the humidifier so the alarm thing goes off frequently, but I mean, I might need another humidifier with a 10 by 10 tent. It just seems it's very difficult to maintain any kind of constant humidity. I had the sensor's beeping because it's over 90% or 99%. I got a sensor in this corner that's telling me 75%. I got browning lion's mane as we speak. So I don't know, maybe timers? Maybe I lose the humidifier, the Inkbird humidifier setting. Maybe I just go straight to timers. Maybe I just have the humidifier on a timer. I got the CO2 thing. Clearly not a problem anymore. I've got that ranged in, but let's go. Okay. So, Master's Mix substrate, moisture level's been kind of a thing as I spray water everywhere. It was too dry for a bit, and then I really soaked them. I think I found a happy middle. Let's go. I've been home. Yeah, barely getting it in there, but it's doing the job. So, and then what happens if I have uneven, my substrate's all unbalanced, is it will colonize unevenly. It'll take large chunks on the bottom. Usually it'll just be like the top half. So, and then you're not utilizing the nutrients, and it's ticking me off. So, get rid of this hammer. I brought bags of chocolate out for no reason. I was never meant to start a war. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, pretty much holed up in the backyard today. Peeing in the backyard, or I've been living in the garage. All right, so I'm covered in rubbing alcohol right now. I'm gonna just let this evaporate. Let's give it a second. Let's put it in front of the impulse heat sealer. What other revelations have been going on? Yeah, humidity pockets in the tent, moisture content of the bulk substrate, CO2 is under control, sales, how am I going to approach restaurants now that I've made my tiny boxes that don't have any value whatsoever. I have 1,000 tiny boxes, super tiny boxes. If anybody needs it, let me know. Yes, I do. I actually had a contamination issue recently, and that was not a problem for a long time. I got arrogant. I got nailed once, and then I got nailed like 8 times, like right out of the gate. One of my Petri dishes had mold. I am creating an atmosphere ideal for fungus and mold. I'm simply trying to isolate what's going on. May I show you a lion's mane mushroom? Give me 1 second, 1 second. I gotta take my shoes off. I'm right here, it's coming. Okay, so this is the marquee, right? This is my pride and joy. Now I'm walking around without shoes on. So we got a good, this is the ideal. All right, so this is the ideal. It's got that nice white. It's not, if it had CO2 issues, it would have all sorts of, it would look like coral. Holy strange. If it was dry, it'd be more brown. This is a nice looking lion's mane mushroom. It will be harvested, I'm gonna say in 2 to 3 days. And now you can kind of see where it can kind of get a little weird in growth, like even like, look at that, like there's a little pocket in there, like that seems a little odd. But what makes them pink? I don't know. I do not know. The pink thing, I mean, I got T5 blue spectrum lights in here. What? Am I missing the other one? Did I bring one out? Hold on. I feel like, oh, I just put it in the wrong spot. Yeah, the pink, it could be a hue. I think some of the substrate had like trauma, not to be new agey about it, but I think some of the, I kind of neglected it, and then it came out, and then even the blue oyster mushrooms, they were like black, and they were speckled, and it was just kind of like, oh, honey, that's not it. All right, so, let's see if I can do this without touching too much stuff here. Yeah, not gonna make it in. I gotta sanitize. So I have the laminar flow hood flowing right now, which makes me more confident. Like I said, I've had a little bit of an uptick of contamination, but I've been just so sick of it. I mean, it's like, I got bigger problems. Contamination, I can figure that out. I'll just get cleaner. It's the, yeah, like you said, the pink mushroom. It's the pockets of humidity in a 10 by 10 tent. I think CO2 I'm good on. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. So it's been a grind, you know, and I'm not really making any money either. So it's although a girl at work said she would buy mushrooms from me if I just want a quality product. Once I'm zoned in. So this seal, this was pretty good, I guess. I'm gonna do another one just to. go. Okay. And again, colonized raw grain berries, master's mix substrate, 90 minutes, 15 psi. There we go. I'm going to mix these in momentarily. They'll go into an incubation chamber. That's another facet here. Wholesale Alaska gourmet mushrooms. I could do pretty well. I could do pretty well. I think it's kind of like it's a dead zone. Like nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it. This is the best state for this sort of thing. Yes, it is 50-50. What is that? Soy hulls, oak. I believe that's what Master's Mix is. So I am buying it in pellet form and then rehydrating. And that has been a thing because I'll get uneven colonization. If it's too wet or too dry, nobody knows, it won't colonize completely. So it's just the small stuff, you know, that get ya. Because all of a sudden I'll have an entire batch and I'm like, half the bag isn't there. Temperature, I've cooled the environment substantially. Oh. So I don't know where I would put a cement mixer in here. So my garage is 400 square feet. I got a tent that's 100 square feet. I got a pallet of stuff over there. I've got another tent that I've abandoned. I've got kind of my headquarters. I got freezers for the house, and I got kind of a storage. Space, if I could do it again. I took a farm tour in Las Vegas, a mushroom farm tour in Las Vegas. Who retracted a comment? On the tour, he had 3 separate rooms. That way he could rotate, clean, and so he could clean and conduct maintenance as he rotated his crops. I can't do that, right? So, but now I'm in Alaska, right? I'm in a seasonal tourism cruise ship town. So it may be more, instead of I have a rotation cycle, I have more like, okay, I'm going to go hell's bells for 3 months. Cut everything, clean, zero out, flatline the whole project, boom, reset. And I do that 3 times throughout the year. So it'll be summer months for cruise ship people. Reset. I hit holidays, potentially. Reset, and then back to summer. So, yeah, made sense in my head a minute ago. I got so much junk going on. I got in so much trouble at work with YouTube stuff. I'm gonna approach a restaurant and I'm gonna ask her, I'm gonna say, let's make a YouTube video. Let's cook mushrooms. I'm gonna take that white one in there. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. Let's see how many more bags I got. Oh, I don't have any. So the reason I try to catch air in this, I gotta mix it up. Yeah, so for a long time I was attributing the uneven colonization to my mixing abilities, but I am now attributing it to the hydration or the moisture level content of the substrate. So, and this is more colonized rye grain berries than are necessary. 100%. This is overkill. May I bring out the lion's mane? Give me 1 second. Let me show you how it's done. Okay? And I bring it out because it's been a while since I've been having some victories. I went through a huge pocket. Pink mushrooms, coral crap. Look at that. Now that is a nice, this is a, I'm feeling really good about this. It doesn't have the coral. That would be a CO2 indicator. It's not brown. That would be a humidity issue. It's got a nice volume. Now, if we look at the substrate itself, now what concerns me is I wrote blue oyster mushroom on this, which it isn't. So I'm not, that's an administrative issue. So there's a little bit of an area that wasn't colonized. Okay, so that's the substrate thing, but for the most part, I am feeling good about, look at those teeth, you know, like that's a nice mushroom right there. I haven't made any like specific dishes, and that is why I would be open to speaking with a culinary-minded person. So we'll see if I haven't ruffled enough feathers, burned enough bridges in this town to get a chef cooking. Sitka, Alaska. Come visit. Eat mushrooms. That's the new shtick. I'm going to City Hall in a week and a half. Holy shit. We had a bust out. I'm out. Okay, so it did it again. I swear, I'm having an event. From where? All right, this bag is an issue. If I showed you my boxes, this crap, this is so frustrating. They're huge. And then, my God, what did I buy? I was like, all right, I'll buy boxes, and what I'll do is I'll have the boxes. So I got this, and I thought, oh, okay, how am I gonna figure this out? This will be great. I'll put a mushroom in it. I'll bring it to a chef. I'll be like, here, cook this. Let's make a YouTube video together. Look at how tiny this frickin' thing is. I can't fit anything in here. It's like a jewelry case. It's ridiculous. I got 500 of these things. Nothing will humble you more than growing mushrooms in your garage and trying to make it work. It's unbelievable. I'm going to Houston in a couple weeks. I'm going to try to do another farm tour down there like I did in Vegas. Very proud of that video. I want to do maybe a comedy video of me kind of bumbling about. I want to do a cooking episode. But today was the first day that I had kind of a garage day to myself, and I feel much more balanced and driven than I was before. Kind of had to rally. When I was talking to a mushroom farmer, he's like, blood, sweat, and tears, man. I believe it. You think growing mushrooms is easy? It is. It is easy. To scale it is difficult. To go from dude in closet to man in garage is a big step. What a week. What a month. Winter in Alaska is like, I don't know. You get lost. In your own hobbies. Let me turn off my laminar flow hood. Let me unplug the impulse heat sealer. Ay, ay, ay. No, I'm looking forward to chestnut mushrooms. I'm looking forward to oyster mushrooms. I think the humidity situation is workable. What am I hearing right now? I'm hearing the exhaust system activate. So I'm surprised the alarm didn't go off with the humidity. Negative air pressure applied. The tent gets all sucked in. I don't really have a CO2 issue anymore as I did early on. So originally, I was going to rent a bay for $1,500 a month to try to get this to work. I would have failed so hard. It's not even, I would not have been able to get all this together. It's just too many time bottlenecks. And the learning curve is so gnarly. This could have only been done in my garage. So there's the alarm. Let me turn it off. Nope, it went off on itself. So that's just basically saying that one area of the tent is at maximum humidity, but that's not the reality for the rest of them. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. So, well, I don't know. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. This is probably one of the more positive days I've had in a bit. It may not seem like it, but played some pinball. Pinball machine broke. I'm okay with that. Mixed some substrate. Bags broke. I'm okay with that too. Got to go back to work tomorrow. The darkness is coming. Winter solstice. What do we got? 13 days, 2 weeks away from the darkest day of the year. Let me bring out my Let me bring out my mushrooms one more time. Let me show you. Una más. Ta 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 ta. Ta ta ta. Dude, I'm happy I'm back to this. It was this, and then I went down the oyster mushrooms? No, we're cooked. I don't think I have, let me check. Nope. Nothing going on. I had some bunk ones going there for a bit. But this is my lion's mane, okay? That is a lion's mane with no CO2 issues, okay? Now look at those teeth. Those are nice and tiny. That'll come about in the next 3 days. I'm gonna harvest this guy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this straight to a restaurant and I'm gonna say, let's make a video. Teach me how to cook it. That'll be it. This is good. The one about 8, I'm still getting some browning, but that is a humidity deal. It's a confidence factor at this point. I just need to know I can do it. Again, new environment, new tent, new dynamics. All right. Oh, hobbies, business, work, winter, Alaska. I'm out. Okay. Ours had some lighting issues. That looks perfect. You can do it. You are doing it. I am. I got 2 T5s. The one farmer I talked to down south, he does 12 plus hours. So I ain't messing around. I'm lighting it up. And this, the lights were designed for mushrooms. The specs I don't have on me completely. I need more plastic shelving, but now that I know I have humidity pockets forming all over the place, that's more of a priority before I start stacking the whole place with going vert. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna bounce. This is it for me. Want to do a live stream? Did I do daily shorts? I got some live. I got some long form of mushroom farm tours. One. And that's it in a nutshell. I'm attacking this. I'm kicking butt. Slowly but surely. Dude, if you'd seen me a year ago, where was I at a year ago? Oh, Lord, oh, I was nowhere. Nowhere. So in a year from now, I anticipate a massive, massive change. I could feel it. I could feel it in the air. All right, I'm gonna catch you guys later. I gotta bounce. It's 8:15 Alaska time. I am moving on. There is something else to do. Be well. I appreciate you. Grateful.